21 yards and 2 TDs on those first 2 drives. And look at the hole for Peterson here. Peterson inside the 45 to about the 44-yard line.
You know darn well that Brad Childress at halftime said, we are going to try to get back to what we are. And what we are is a running football team. Right behind Hutchinson, behind McKinney. They just collapsed the left side of the offensive line, and that was a nice crease. Let me tell you something, for an offensive football team to get a first down on 2 running plays back-to-back, it is really a good feeling.
Peterson up to 66 yards on 11 carries, looking for more here. Pure strength gets him to 42. Ed Reed and Gooden with the stop. Vikings do pretty well once the second half gets underway, don't they?
Well, those are a credit to the kind of adjustments that a coaching staff can make at halftime. And Brad Childress, no one has ever disagreed with the fact that all those years under Andy Reid and his background, he is an offensive mastermind.
Go!
On 2nd and 7, Favre to throw. Rolling, throws, complete to the near side. This is Berrien. And Berrien brought down short of the 35. How about when Brad Childress was talking about his big rookie tackle, Phil Lodeholt, at 6'8", 343. And Brad says, he could eat soup off my head.
He was describing what it's like to go up and talk to him to try and make a point. And he said, I get right up to him. And of course, my eyeballs are about his belly button. And you're right, he's so tall, he could eat soup off my head. And actually, Lodeholt's not the biggest guy on the line. That's Brian McKinney on the other side. It's beyond belief how big these guys are getting.
Go!
3rd and 2. Peterson. And twisting, and appears to have enough for the first down inside the 35.
Well, that's the classic story where defensive guys always talk about one guy's not going to bring him down. And that is just second and third effort, and there weren't enough Ravens coming in to clean up and help out to stop Peterson from twisting for the first down. That was not a glamorous run, but it moved the sticks.
Chester Taylor replaces Peterson in the backfield. And gets the handoff and try the right side. Has running room inside the 30, inside the 25. Still on his feet, gets a first down to the 21. Now there's a patient run in using your blocks.
Well, I was not in the Minnesota locker room, but they apparently have had an attitude adjustment. Would you not agree?
I think so.
With what we saw out of their defense, and now what they're doing offensively. Nothing fancy, just physical, hard-nosed football against a physical, hard-nosed football team in the Ravens.
5 running plays and a pass on this drive thus far. Taylor. And nowhere to go. Here comes Adrian Peterson again. Remember we were talking with Haloti Ngata, and Ngata said he played ball against him twice in college.
Yeah, Ngata went to the University of Oregon, and they played him once in the regular season, and then they played in a bowl game, and he said it was ugly.
He ran all over us.
He said he'd get into the second level, and we had nobody that could tackle him or catch him.
On 2nd and 10, Favre going to throw it. Peterson out of the backfield and upended at the 22. Oh, Tahi, excuse me, out of the backfield. 38, not 28.
Again, Brett Favre running this West Coast offense. Very patient. The downfield option was covered. He doesn't hesitate to dump it off, but that was really covered well by Dominique Foxworth. Brett Favre has not been a long-range bomber through the first 5 games, and actually the half of the 6th game here. He has been a check-down intermediate passer.
3rd and 10. Pump fake. It'll be 4th down, and onto the field comes the field goal unit led by Ryan Longwell.
Well, I'm not sure Brett had a lot of leeway there because Tavares Gooden really had good coverage in that situation, forcing that throw low and away.
What did Ray Lewis call his fellow linebacker yesterday? Freak of nature?
Yeah, he really did. He said athletically. Because Bart Scott he's a big guy to try to replace in terms of production.
40-yard field goal attempt for Longwell. On its way. Oh, just inside. Just inside the left upright.
I'm trying to be serious. Look at that.
Lardarius Webb at the goal line. Another good run back by the rookie, and this one out close to the 30-yard line. You can bet this is not what John Harbaugh had in mind when he said we want to rush the football today. It just hasn't happened. On first down, Flacco to throw. Far side of the field and overthrew Kelly Washington. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And of course he gets planted after their last series where they ran the ball 3 straight times. This time on first down they go back, and busting through is Kevin Williams, and Joe Flacco just gets pummeled and not able to deliver an accurate pass.
4-time Pro Bowler Kevin Williams, 2nd and 10.
And now we move into Jared Allen territory.
Rice tripped up at the line of scrimmage of just across the 30 to the 31.
Boy, I think Ben Lieber, did he get a hand in there to make that tackle? Because I thought Rice was going to bust loose for a lot of yards. That was really close to being a bigger run. That's Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator of Baltimore, formerly head coach at Miami, and he and Joe Flacco have really developed a pretty special relationship.
Here's a big 3rd and 7 for Flacco and the Ravens. That pass is complete for a first down on the far side to Derek Mason.
Well, Derek Mason has long been one of the most precise route runners in the National Football League. And being a good route runner is not to have soft corners on your route. That is a good job of selling a downfield pattern and then stopping in a hurry. And Joe Flacco puts it on the back shoulder for Derek Mason.
Flacco getting rid of it before the inevitable pass rush comes from Jared Allen. First down. Flacco throwing to this side, and that doesn't connect at all with Mason. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, total misinterpretation of the game plan by one of them. Joe Flacco expected him to break to the sideline, and an interested spectator. Wonder if he went hunting this morning on his way here. I suspect not. I think
sounded like he was headed out after we talked to him yesterday.
That was yesterday. I think the younger Brett Favre is getting a lot more rest. The older one, not more than the younger one did.
On 2nd and 10, here's Rice. And Rice across the 45 to the 46. As we work our way towards 5:50 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Welcome to those of you joining us here in Minneapolis. Greg Gumbel, Dan Deerdorf. Baltimore trailing Minnesota 17-3 with about 5.5 to play here in the 3rd. And Flacco and the Ravens looking at a 3rd and 5 at their own 45-yard line. Here come the Vikings. Flacco gets rid of it and finds his man on the far side of the field. Complete to Derek Mason, and that's a first down.
Boy, what a job by Joe Flacco of getting rid of the football in a hurry, because he is going to be pressured. Jared Allen right in his face. That's an absolutely perfect throw to a well-run route by Derek Mason. Cedric Griffin, just that last little stagger allowed the separation. But look at Flacco with Allen right in his face. He knows what's coming.
Never saw it completed. 5 catches, 75 yards for Mason. Flacco Over the middle, got his man inside the 25-yard line, Todd Heap.
Chad Greenway, the linebacker, he's going, man, I don't think I can run all the way down the field with Todd Heap. See Greenway, he leaps for the ball. He's got the underneath coverage and couldn't make it.
Here's Rice trying the left side, and Rice breaks through. 10-5, touchdown.
Trust me.
Well, Ray Rice finishes off a drive where we saw a couple spectacular plays by Joe Flacco throwing the ball. Michael Orr, Jared Allen tied up by Orr. That was just a good job. Derek Mason does a nice job downfield. Ben Grubbs at the line of scrimmage. That's the biggest hole a Baltimore running back has seen today.
Extra point by Hauska is good. Welcome back to Minneapolis. 4 minutes, 13 seconds to play in the third quarter, and Baltimore jumps right back into this thing with a 72-yard drive in just 3 minutes and 3 seconds. And Ray Rice and the ground game has come alive here in the second half.
And if you think there are a lot of uneasy people sitting in the seats here at the Metrodome, now the Mall of America Field, you would be 100% right.
Here's Percy Harvin at the 9. 25, out to about the 29-yard line. Ray Rice's 23-yard touchdown run. Baltimore's first touchdown of the afternoon has pulled the Ravens to within 7 with 4:08 to play here in the third quarter. Favre and company at their own 29-yard line. See Baltimore's resurgence since the first quarter.
Move it, Kelly.
Favre going to throw. Pulls it down. Oh, look at that shot. Complete to Sidney Rice. Rice off to the races. 20, 10, out of bounds inside the 10. It'll be first and goal. $63 yards.
Has there been a quarterback of Brett Favre's generation who throws the slant pass more on the money for more big plays than Brett Favre? He just stuck that right onto the hands of Rice. And Brett Favre, like he always does after completion, takes off chasing his guy. He used to get there quicker, but he got there with the same emotion and exuberance.
No, it's not Adrian Peters, it's Percy Harvin with the handoff from Favre in the backfield.
Brett has just whistled that pass in on slants. We've been watching it for the last 19 years. And boy, was this a football team in need of a big play. After Baltimore drove down to score their first touchdown of the game, this has been quite an answer by the guys in purple.
And the Vikings in business at the Baltimore 7, second and goal. Favre, quick pass, near side to the 5, and to the 4 is Harvin. Rice, a career high 114 yards today receiving. Third and goal now. Favre going to throw it far side and overthrows the intended receiver, and that was Rice. Remember he said about Sidney Rice that he loves to have Rice go one-on-one.
Well, that was